Hi guys, my name is Runjhun Noopur. If you like reading stuff on the internet, you might have read me here and there. I have a book coming out in July. It's called Nirvana in a Corporate Suit. And in the run up to that book, I'll be talking to you about happiness. What is happiness? How can we get it? And why can't we get it? As a happiness coach who deals with the idea of happiness on a daily basis, I can give you a dozen different definitions and 14 different frameworks which define happiness scientifically. I'm also going to tell you that none of that is going to help you. The problem when we try to define happiness is that we think of it as an emotion. I'm here to tell you that happiness is much more than an emotion, and if we really want to understand happiness, if we really want to reap the benefits of being happy, we have to look beyond the idea of happiness being just an emotion. Now, happiness, according to Indian scriptures, is Anand or bliss, which does not have any literal or figurative opposite anywhere. The idea of happiness that I'm going to talk to you about is a derivative of that idea of bliss or Anand. This is happiness as an overarching state of mind, a happiness which is an enabler, not just a mood, not just an emotion, not just a feeling. It is an overarching state of mind that controls your state of being. Imagine your daily emotions being mapped out on a straight line. Every time you feel something, every time there is a change in your emotion or even in your mood, a ripple is created in this line. Every time you feel joy, sorrow, anger, sadness, a ripple in the line is created. Now, our problem is we understand happiness as a moment on this emotional index line. We think of it as something that can be plotted on the straight line of moods and emotions. I am here to tell you that happiness has nothing to do with your emotional index line. Now, imagine happiness as being an outer protective casing, a covering which prevents your emotional index line from going completely haywire. So, on a daily basis, your emotional index line will go through a lot of phases. There will be highs, there will be lows, there will be extremes, there will be extreme extremes. Now, minus the covering of happiness protecting your emotional index line, these extreme extremes can literally drive you nuts. Every time there is a ripple in your emotional index line, every time it threatens to go off the hook because the highs were too high or the lows were too low, if you have your happiness covering in place, your emotional index line will snap back into its default position. In other words, at your calm, happy place. Now, the benefit of understanding happiness in this fashion is that it completely debunks the myth that being happy means you have to smile all the time, that you have to throttle your emotions, that you are not allowed to feel anger, you are not allowed to feel sorrow. Throttling emotions is never really a solution. A truly happy mind understands that every emotion has its own value. All the 10 billion emotions that we as humans are allowed to feel have a role to play. To bottle them is in itself a self-destructive idea, and it is something that is going to backfire eventually. Happiness is our cultivated ability to snap back into our ideal state of mind. Happiness is an enabler. A happy state of mind copes better with setbacks. It is much more creative, and it is a key to a holistic living. Now that we know that happiness can be much more than an emotion, we have truly and properly started on our journey to find our own happiness. What is our definition of happiness? What is it that makes us feel the best? What is it that makes us function the best? Are all ideas that are highly subjective. There is no one ideal that can fit all or that can suit all. However, going forward through these series of vlogs, we'll try and help you find your own personal bubble of happiness, your own protective covering, and help you figure out the best way to lead your life, the happiest way to lead your life, and make sure you always are the best version of you.